Hello.
Oh, hello, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing great. So what is your name?
My name is Amanda. It says here that you're David. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm David. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, David. And
Yeah,
it tells me you're in Korea.
yeah, I'm in Korea. What about you? Where are you from?
I'm from England and I live in Spain, in the mountains of southern Spain.
Oh, what was it? You live in the mountain
Yeah, in the
in Spain?
mountains in southern Spain. Yes.
Oh, I see. So you live in
Mhm.
Spain at the moment.
I do. I do.
Oh, I see. How long have you been living in Spain? And what do you think about it? Do you like living in Spain?
We do. We've been living in Spain for 2 years now. We moved here in August of 2020 and we really like the culture, the people, and the country.
Oh, like what kind of culture? Actually, I don't know a lot about Spain culture. So yeah, I want to know about it. Can you tell me some of them?
Yeah, yeah, of course I can. Well, we live in the countryside, so it's a very rural community. Most of the people that I meet only speak Spanish, they don't speak any other language.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. Um, it's a different pace of life to Northern Europe. So, Spain is more similar to Greece and Italy and places like that, that they have a slower pace of life. So everything in here in Spain closes in the rural areas between 2 and 5 in the afternoon.
Oh, I see. I got it.
Yeah,
Well, and actually,
yeah.
yeah, I also want to ask, like, what made you go to Spain? Like, why Spain? Why you choose Spain? Like,
That's it's a complicated answer to a simple question because we were living in Greece when we moved to Spain.
oh, you were living in Greece before you moved to Spain.
Yes, yes. And we lived in Greece for 7 years, but the cost of living in Greece was getting more expensive, and we wanted to buy land and property, and that was too expensive in Greece.
Oh, so that's why you moved to Spain.
One of the reasons, yeah, the main reason is the cost of property, and also it's closer to the UK to visit our family.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you said you're from UK, and
Yeah,
yeah, I know that Spain is pretty close to UK. So, oh, that's why you
yeah,
moved to Spain. I see. I got it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I
So
got
that's
it.
one of the reasons we moved here. We bought a farm. Yeah, so,
Oh, so I see you bought a home there, and now you are a Spanish people. I mean,
yeah,
because you also have
exactly.
a home and you living there for, I mean, a long time. I mean, 2 years is not a long time, but I mean, yeah, 2 years. I think it's a long time. Well, anyway,
Two
so
years, yeah, it's longer than a holiday. It's longer than just a long visit for education. It's a more permanent thing.
I know, and you will keep living there, right?
Yeah, 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 definitely,
I see. And can you speak?
definitely.
Yeah, and are you good at Spanish?
I don't know that I would say I'm good at Spanish. I try. I use the Spanish that I know every day, and I go to Spanish classes.
Wow, you take Spanish lesson,
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
and do you what do you think about it? Like, do you think it's fun?
Yeah, of course. I enjoy learning languages. I've lived in many countries. And so learning languages is something I enjoy doing.
Oh, I see. By the way, I also like learning language a lot. Actually, you know what? English is one of my favorite subjects in school.
Hmm.
I really enjoy
Okay.
learning language as well.
Have you learned any other languages other than English?
So I only speak Korean and English, but
Okay.
maybe after English, I can try to learn new language such as Spanish, French, or different language. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, geographically where you are, maybe Japanese would be useful.
yeah, Japan is very close to Korea, and maybe I
Yeah.
think yeah, it might be useful. Also, Chinese, maybe
Yeah,
I'm not really.
Chinese. I think Chinese and Japanese, if you're living in that region of the world, would be very useful languages to learn.
Yeah, it can be very useful. I think
Yeah.
yeah, that'll be good.
Is Chinese very different from Korean?
I think Chinese is pretty different. I mean,
Mhm.
Chinese people and yeah, but it's kind of related to politics. So let's not talk about it. Like, uh,
I know I meant the language, not the place.
well, what's this say again?
Just the language. Is the language very different?
I think the language is pretty different. Oh yeah, so yeah,
Okay.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought yeah, you're asking is Chinese people and Korean people are different. Yeah, I I think the language is well. Actually, I never speak Chinese, so I'm not really sure. But
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think it might be different. I'm not really sure.
Okay. Interesting. So your main language is Korean then?
Yeah, your Korean is my native language.
Okay. Okay. And if I was to come and visit Korea, what would you recommend that I do?
So yeah, if you want to visit to Korea, so first I recommend you to visit to Seoul because
Hmm.
Seoul is the capital city in South Korea, which means it is the biggest city. Yeah,
Yeah.
also yeah, it means yeah you can do lots of things there. And I think yeah, in Seoul I heard that yeah there's lots of popular places such as Gyeongbokgung. You might not have heard of this, but yeah, this is
Hmm.
a Korean a historic place that lots
Okay.
of
No, I
people
haven't
visit.
heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really famous. Well, actually, yeah, I'll type for you. Wait a minute, but I don't know how to
Yeah.
type in English. So yeah, I'll just type. I'll just send it to you in Korean. Maybe you
Okay.
can just copy and Google it.
I will.
So
I'll
this
Google it
is
while
one.
we're while you're telling me about it.
Okay.
Okay. So Gyeongbokgung, Bokgung,
Oh yeah, we say Gyeongbokgung.
Gongbokgung.
Oh yeah, you did it pretty well. Yeah,
Thank
this
you.
is one of
Thank you.
the famous places in Seoul.
Cool. It's huge.
I know it's very huge. I mean, I've never visited there, but I heard it's really famous and lots of people visit. So I hope one day I can visit that place.
Yeah. So where do you live in South Korea?
So I live in a city called Daegu, which is really far from Seoul. Maybe that's why we couldn't visit Gyeongbokgung.
Okay. How far are you from Seoul?
So it is, yeah, as far as I know, it's very far. I think it's 5 hours by car, so it's
Hmm.
pretty far.
Okay. So your city, what is it like? Is it a big city, a small city?
I think it is a pretty big city. Lots of people live in Daegu. 2.5 million people live in Daegu, so it's a huge
Yeah,
city.
that's a good sized
Also,
city.
yeah, it's a pretty famous city in South Korea. I mean, Seoul is the most famous city, and
Yeah.
the second famous city is Incheon. Third is Busan, and the fourth famous city is Daegu. So it is pretty famous, and
Okay.
I
What is
think
it
yeah,
famous for?
maybe I think well yeah, I think there are lots of places to visit in Daegu.
Hmm.
So it's such as Eward. Eward is a famous theme park. Eward is famous amusement park.
Okay. Yeah.
Just really big, and also such as Spa Valley. It is a water park. That's a
Hmm.
huge water park. You can uh, play with water. I mean, you can ride a slide. You can take a scary ride. I mean,
Uh-huh.
you can do anything in the Spa Valley. And also, there is a Pagong Mountain. It's a mountain which is
Hmm.
really famous. Lots of people come to Daegu. I think it's because of the Pagong Mountain. Also, yeah, people
Okay.
from Busan come to Daegu to hike in Pagong Mountains. So yeah, I think yeah there are lots of famous places in Daegu. Maybe that's why it is famous.
And Google says that the city has a nickname and it's known as the Apple City. Is that right?
Apple City. Well,
Yeah.
I actually I've never heard of that. Well, Apple City. That is really interesting. Do you know why? Does Google say?
According to Wikipedia, because of the climate there, it's ideal for producing really good quality apples.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
actually, I didn't know that Korea has a good apple. Well, yeah, that is really interesting. I think I need to check that out. Well,
Okay, cool. It's always
well, yes.
interesting to see what people put in Wikipedia and what people actually living there think of it.
Oh well, actually, yeah, that's very interesting. Well, yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely need to
yeah,
check that out. Well, I only know the yeah, my city. I mean, my city. By the way, yeah, you're talking about my city, right? My city is
yeah. You said Daegu.
yeah, Daegu. Well,
Yeah.
actually, yeah. I mean, there is another nickname. It is Africa, because in summertime Daegu is such a hot place, such a hot place.
Hmm.
Like the highest degree is 38, so it's really hot. So that's why
Okay, that's
it's
hot.
called
Yeah.
Africa. But I've never heard of Apple City. Is it? Yeah, you
Okay.
said it's Apple City.
Yes, that's what it says on Wikipedia.
Oh wow, I see. Well, yeah, that is really interesting. I definitely need to check that out because it's my city and I need to know about it.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course.
Okay,
Um,
well, yeah, thanks for telling me.
that's okay. You're welcome. I was going to ask you something then. So you said that the temperatures in summer get really high. I guess it's very humid as well. Is it hot this weekend? We have a heat wave here in Europe this weekend.
What's it? Say it again.
We have a heat wave in Europe this weekend. We've had a lot of heat waves this summer. It's been a very hot summer. What's the weather been like with you?
So I think there is also a lot of heat wave, or I say a very strong heat wave. I mean, it
Hmm.
is super hot. You can't live without the air conditioner. I mean, so actually, we don't use air conditioner often because I
Hmm.
think it's not working that well. So we don't use
Okay.
it a lot. So this week I only used my fan, but even though I turned on my fan with the strongest how do I say wind,
Yeah.
strongest
Setting.
energy,
The strongest
the
setting.
strongest setting. Even though I set it on strongest setting, it was super hot. I mean, I don't think I can live without the air conditioner in Daegu. Maybe
Ah.
that's why
What's
it
the
is.
temperature there today?
Well, actually, well, let me check it out. Because temperature. Wait a minute. Oh, well, actually, yeah. Today is not that hot. It's 29.8 degrees. So,
Ah, that's cooler than here. Here today we have, where are we? A high of 34 today.
oh, 34. I think.
Hmm.
Well, yeah. I think also the city that you live is also really hot. I think.
Well, I'm not in a city, I'm in the countryside. So
Oh,
we don't have many people around here. There's not many buildings. But it's going to be a hot weekend. Tomorrow it's going to be 37.
oh my God.
And for the next 3 days, we've got a chance of thunderstorms forecast as well.
Oh well, I see. I got it. Well,
Yeah.
actually, yeah. I think yeah. The countryside that you live is. I think it's kind of similar to Daegu because we also have high degree like you, 37, 34,
Yeah.
38.
Yeah.
And well, yeah, that's pretty similar. But yeah,
It is
luckily
very
these
similar.
days it's not very hot. I think the autumn is almost coming. So
It
yeah,
will be
actually,
soon. Another couple of weeks and things will start to cool off.
well, yeah, I hope autumn comes fast because actually autumn is my most favorite season
Oh,
because it's not
really?
that yeah, it's not that cold, and also like especially in summer when you're
Hmm.
studying and when it's too hot you feel how do I say, you feel upset,
Yeah.
when you're studying, and especially when you're hot, you're kind of like,
Yeah.
why is it so hot? But also in
Very
winter,
true.
it's so cold. I mean, when it's too cold, it's hard to study. But
Hmm.
autumn is the best season, I think, because it's not cold, it's not hot, so it's a
Yeah.
perfect weather to read books or study something. So yeah, that's why I like autumn a lot.
Okay. Well, you might be interested to know that here, despite the high temperatures, we don't need air conditioning.
Oh, really? You don't need air conditioner there?
No, no, because this is a very old traditional building. It's about 200 years old. And that wall next to me is a meter thick.
Was it?
It's 1 meter thick.
A 1 meter thick.